good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here and to open up the first session on the second day of this event. And I think it's also a very hot topic that I'm going to cover, and it might be quite a controversial presentation I'm going to give. It's going to give an outlook on the future of television, how it might be, how it could be, how it's going to be shaped. And it's called Every Day is Infused with Technology, and we should look around and embrace the opportunity that's arising out of it. To give you first a quick overview of 3Screen Solutions, not all of you probably know the company. We are solution engineers that bring video on any screen. We're about 200 people out of the IT sector, dedicated experts, IPTV, OTT, VOD, media. And we do individual software projects, back-end and front-end, but we have also recently launched a new product, 3Ready, that we are demoing up on the first floor. It's a multi-screen front-end solution to bring you up and running with your OTT solution in a very quick time. Customers are Swisscom, ProSiebenSat.1, Red Bull, Vodafone, SES, LGI, Eutelsat, and many more. Just this as a start and introduction. So when I came up with the topic for today, I have attended a series of conferences and presentations lately that were really looking into the future, and that really touched me. Yeah? And I thought we haven't, at least in my company, we are trying to apply these new technologies that are rising everywhere and trying to analyze what the impact is for our industry. And this is why I came up with this presentation for today. And I want to kick it up with some numbers. Yeah? We all heard of Nielsen's law. Definitely everybody heard of Moore's law. Nielsen's law says that the internet bandwidth is growing with 50% every year, which means over the course of 10 years' time, it is internet bandwidth broadening up by 57. Yeah? With Moore's law, it says that the power of a PC is growing annually by 60%. That means over the course of 10 years, and 10 years is actually not a very long time, but over the course of 10 years, it is growing 100 times the speed. So everybody of you has a smartphone. 20 years ago, this kind of power of a smartphone was filling up the whole room, yeah, in computer technology. So what does that mean for us in the media industry in terms of devices and in terms of maybe artificial intelligence, how we're going to navigate, how we're going to consume, how we're going to produce content. Yeah? Interesting number at the bottom, by 2045, a PC will have as much power as the combined brain power of the world's population. Very interesting number. So that's the technology that's surrounding us. Now, who are the clients? Who is our audience in the coming years? And of course, we've heard all about the millennials. There are already 2.5 billion in the world. They were born between 1980 and 2000. They're selfie obsessed, and they're always on. I think that's the main point on the millennials, that they're always on. They're constantly connected. They're engaging very much in their social networks. In fact, their social networks have become their channels. They're almost detached from classic TV brands, and they have quite a low attention span. Some data shows that already this age group is not attached to the big screen, and they're using their mobile screens to consume TV content more than they use the big screen. Of course, the older age groups are still using the big screen at a much higher level, but once they grow older, I think even the millennials, they will, just because they have kids, just because they have suddenly a higher income, does not mean that they will move away from their habits of using a second screen or a small screen and move away to the big screen. Yeah? So the audience will stay on these devices. So the question is, how is the industry going to react to that? Yeah? On the other hand, and this is just one example of Snapchat, and although the Snapchat stock has taken a big dump, the video views are growing like crazy, 400% each year, or each month actually, and they're having 18 billion views of videos every day at the moment. So what does that mean, and how and where will people view the content in the future? I touched it already. For these people, the content hubs are the social platforms. They're not going to a TV brand channel to watch something. They're on their social networks, and it is being shown that Twitter, Facebook, they're all going into own content production. They're even broadcasting live now, and so that means that they're tying in this audience even more, yeah? And they are really taking up this opportunity and create authentic content for this target group. The other thing is that technology is becoming so cheap, a GoPro camera or a drone, that anybody can create content quite professionally. Yeah? All you need is an LTE uplink, and suddenly you can broadcast, as one person did, a game from the FA Cup, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace, and it was broadcasted from a guy with his mobile phone on Periscope, and he actually attracted almost 140,000 viewers. 140,000 viewers is maybe not much when you're talking pay TV scale, but it is something that is definitely making an impact, and we are just in the beginning of this trend. And of course, we don't have to debate. There is a lot of legal things that are attached to this kind of notion, but we need to deal with this. Yeah? This is what's happening out in the market. Another trend that we see is that platforms are being unified. At the moment, you have all these different silos still. You have TV, linear TV, as being managed through an EPG. You have something called a catch-up library, differently managed by different operators. Yeah, Swisscom has it completely integrated in their set-top box. Some in Germany legally are using mediatheks or little shops for each channel. Yeah, we have VOD, we have all the OTT brands like Netflix, Amazon, we have YouTube, and they're not yet combined in a universe that is easily navigatable for the end user. So this is something that we see is going to be a unified platform, and it's probably even going to be voice controlled. A big trend, and everybody is talking about that, is of course virtual, augmented, and even mixed reality. And I have different feelings about that. When you look at this picture, you see, will this really be the normal thing? Everybody wearing these big glasses, being completely detached from the reality outside. Somebody yesterday told me that the biggest problem they see with virtual reality is when people have the glasses on too much, they start to vomit because they get all dizzy. Yeah? So it is something that is probably not going to happen in this way. But another example, and I'm not trying to start that video, is something like this. I don't know if you've seen that kind of immersive engagement. So that's just an example, and I have another one here, an example of a company called Magic. So Magic Leap is supposed to release their product by the end of this year. It's a photonic lens chip that they developed over the course of the last 5-6 years. It is the most hyped startup in the US. They are already, although they do not have a product out in the market, they are already valued way over $1 billion. They have raised around C funding with 780 million, I think, from Jack Ma, from Alibaba, from China. And all the tech companies in the US, they go heavily in this company or in a similar direction that they call mixed reality. So mixed reality is not virtual, because what you see here is not created by a computer, at least not the surroundings, so you are in the reality, but you have a glass that creates the picture right in front of your eye, and this is then producing this picture of the whale that you just saw. I can have it run again, whoops. So the whale that you see here is being produced, and everybody in that audience who would wear these glasses sees the whale out of a different angle. So that means this company will change not only the way content will be produced in the future, it'll change the way we will navigate content. There are other examples because you can grab a menu with your hand in front of your eyes and scroll. Yeah? And you can navigate content with your fingers, and that's why they call it mixed reality. It's a crazy thing. Yeah? And so that might lead to something where at the end there will not be a campfire experience like we have a TV hanging on the wall and the whole family is sitting around, if at all, still anymore. But it might be that we all wear glasses and everybody's seeing a picture out of his angle and we all communicate, socialize, and in parallel via our glasses we are watching a soccer game. Yeah? This could be, and I think with a product that is being launched this year, this might happen sooner than we all think. The next level of innovation is actually voice input as well as artificial intelligence. At the moment, we all have, not all, but many have a remote control, and you can press a button and say, Kevin Bacon. And then the set-top box is going to search for a movie with Kevin Bacon. But that is quite unnatural. Yeah? So Siri and, well, not Siri, but Alexa has been introduced in our homes. Google Home is going to be launching soon in Europe. So what is going to happen is that we talk naturally to our TV set and say, show me, what was the latest movie with Kevin Bacon in it? And the TV responds, the latest movie was The Monster Within. Yeah? That is one level. We are actually, as 3Screen Solutions, we are demoing a product that we will integrate in our 3Ready product. We are showing it at ANGA in 2 weeks. That takes that even a step further. So what we can do is you come home, you say, hey, Alexa, what's in for me tonight? Yeah, give me a funny movie. And then we send this question, we send it out in the cloud. There are many artificial intelligence services that analyze your voice, and they have a mood detection. And they can tell you, okay, you are 80% sad right now. You need something to cheer you up. And you have a recommendation engine that analyzed your viewing behavior in the past, knows, okay, when the guy is sad, he has viewed these kind of movies. Let's bring something on for him. So we are going to demo this in 2 weeks. And that also shows that it is actually not so far away. Yeah? To take a little step back, though, one of our guys, he was doing an experiment with facial mood recognition and detection, and you actually see, as a human, we see actually he's looking quite happy. Yeah? But the stats that were being delivered are not that accurate yet. Huh? So fear 9.3 is not actually what we all see in his face. Yeah? But the technology is moving very, very fast in that direction, and it, of course, is being powered by all these big cloud operators like Google, Amazon, IBM Watson is big in this field, and the computer power that I was showing in the beginning is, of course, the fuel that is firing this up. Yeah. So when you look how technology has evolved, and that is only 40 years time, 30, 40 years. In 81, a PC was introduced, and the guy there said even, 640 kilobytes is enough for everybody. Yeah? And only within a time span of 20, 30 years, the smartphone was introduced. Yeah? And now, after the introduction 10 years ago, when you go in a train, everybody is looking at a screen. There is like 90% of the people in front of their smartphone. So within a time span of 10 years, our entire behavior, our way how we use technology has changed. So last year, virtual reality has been introduced. But the big question is, how is it going to look like in 2025, for example? For us, that's good. PC is crashing.
It's only got 640 kilobytes.
Yeah, it's only got 640 kilobytes. Let me try to fix it. Is it up? You guys see it? Up there. It's working here. Isn't that great, the future of technology? There we go.
There we go.
Super. Lucky we have more time. All right, so the future can be, and this is our imagination of the future of TV, it will be personalized linear channels comprising of many different content sources out of the web, out of linear TV, out of VOD, out of OTT, out of DVB. And they've been put together for me as a personal linear channel that we call linear on demand. It might be mixed reality, that it's completely blended and immersed with our surroundings. It is for sure going to be voice controlled. It might be mood detected, and we have a cognitive and conversational input for this. Yeah? So this is our outlook. I hope it was an exciting insight, and I'm open for questions. Thank you.
I'm going to come and stand. Unless there's burning questions, I'm going to keep the thing rolling. Otherwise, Camelia will take me outside and have two large men beat me up. I'm going to come back to there was a number of challenging and interesting concepts in there, which I was writing furiously as you were, particularly this notion of social media hubs being very different from TV channels.
Yeah.
But I sensed at the end of your presentation, it was more about these things coming together into a new kind of publisher channel model.
Yeah, right.
We will come back, if we're allowed to, we will grill you mercilessly on the panel.
Great.
That was brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks.